Your subconscious mind is exactly like Harry Potter. And no, I don't mean that there is some dark wizard who is trying to hunt you down. But instead, what I mean, you, like me, act as you navigate the world exactly how you think the world works by the definition of the subconscious mind. And if you think back to that first book of Harry Potter, that first movie, Harry is just moving through the world as a normal boy. Well, as much as a normal boy who lives in a cupboard under stairs as an orphan with an aunt and uncle who aren't caring for him. But beyond that, he's navigating the world as if there is no magic in the world. Because his subconscious mind does not know magic exists. Then one day, all of that changes. First, one letter shows up, then two letters show up, then hundreds of letters show up, inviting him on a great adventure, and eventually he meets Hagrid, who says, "Harry, you're a wizard." I apologize for my horrible accent. But in that moment, the world did not change, but instead, the way that he understood it did change. And this is something that's really important for us to understand, that we are navigating the world not how it is, but how we think it is. And so today, we're going to step into part 5 of our Healing Transformation series, and we're going to look at how operative reality of the subconscious mind becomes our reality, how this can be problematic, but most importantly, what is that one or two things that you can do to start changing that so that when you know your subconscious mind doesn't have an accurate picture, we can transform that. This is Gene Monterastelli, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 567, originally aired July 12th, 2023. Hi, everyone. I hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to join me. Thanks for spending all the time with me today. Today, we are continuing our series on healing and transformational fundamentals. These are the 20 ideas that underline every single thing I do when it comes to transformation with working with myself and working with my clients. And as you understand these, what's going to happen is you're going to think about yourself, the world, and transformation in a different way. And it's going to make it so much easier for you to change. Now, as we navigate our way through this today, after we spend some time talking about the subconscious mind and how it works, then we're going to talk about how we actually transform that subconscious mind. For me, the tool that I use every single day, I use it on myself, I use it with my clients, is something simple called tapping. If you are new to tapping, all you need to do is follow that little red arrow in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that link. It will take you to learntotap.com. It will show you the basics of tapping so you can start using it every single day, and you'll be able to implement everything that we're talking about in this teaching today. So this week's fundamental to the subconscious mind operative reality is reality. There's two parts that we need to look at. First of all, we need to have a bit of an understanding of how the subconscious mind works, how it guides us through the world, how it keeps us safe, and most importantly, how it overfunctions. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to take a step back. Once we understand that, we're going to see how we can use tapping to start to transform what is going on. So number one, the subconscious mind. So it's super important to remember how and why the subconscious mind exists. Our subconscious minds exist primarily to keep us safe right now. It's constantly scanning our environment to figure out where the danger is. It's trying to predict where danger is coming from. It is built to keep us safe. And one of the ways that it keeps us safe is it wants to save energy. Because every single time you think, it costs you energy. That's the reason why if you go to like a really intense workshop or learning, you come out of it, you feel like you've run a marathon. Well, that's because all of the energy it takes to think of new novel things, this 7 or 8 pounds of flesh inside of our skull, some days can use as much as 30% of our energy. And so every single time you think, it costs you a little energy, which is fine if we're trying to solve a problem, but somewhere down the road, later today, when you're faced with real danger, if you've spent all of your energy thinking in the morning, you're going to have less energy to keep yourself safe. So what the subconscious mind does is it creates stories, it creates patterns, it creates all of these things to help us understand the world. Because we have these patterns, it makes things easier. When I pick up my shorts in the morning and I'm going to put them on, I don't think, what part of my body does this go on? How do I get them onto me? When I'm walking through a park and I see in the distance this big green shaky thing, I see tree. I don't think monster. Now, it might even be a type of tree that I have never seen before, but I have enough experience with trees. My subconscious mind goes tree, and I don't have to worry about that particular thing. When I get into a car, I'm not thinking about which pedal is the gas, which pedal is the brake. And so because my subconscious mind has all of these patterns and all of these understandings of the world, what it does is it saves me a lot of energy because I am not thinking, I just know. And it makes it so super simple for us to navigate the world in that particular way. But this becomes problematic when the information it has, the patterns it has about us, about the world, about how things work, are wrong. Because the subconscious mind is working from the position that all of the patterns it has stored inside of our subconscious mind are true. Because if it didn't assume they were true, then it would have to evaluate them. Then it would have to think about them. So by making them true to the subconscious mind, it becomes this amazing energy-saving technique. Except when it's not saving energy because it is remembering something that is not true. Let's go back to the silly example in the opening of this, where I was talking about Harry Potter and how Harry Potter navigated the world as if there was no magic, and then one day there was. Now, magic didn't come into the world on that day, but it was just revealed to him. The story he had in his subconscious mind says the world works one way, and he acted as if that was true. And so that's what we do. And so if I am working from a place where my subconscious mind says reality is, I am not worthy, I am not capable, I am not safe, I am not allowed, then that's the way I'm going to operate as I navigate through the world. My subconscious mind is going to take that story as true. Operative reality becomes reality. The reality that I'm operating from in my subconscious mind becomes the reality that I'm navigating the world. And so oftentimes when we are sabotaging ourselves and we are holding ourselves back, it is because there is a story in the subconscious mind that is not true. There is a belief in the subconscious mind that is not accurate. But because the subconscious mind thinks it is true, it acts as if it is true. And so anytime we are beholden to something that is not true, that is I can't, I am not allowed, it is unsafe, then I'm going to be in a circumstance where I'm going to act as if that is actually true. This is the reason why I love tapping so much, is because we cannot think our way into a new subconscious belief. Simply knowing something consciously does not transform the subconscious mind. And I'm sure you can think of examples in your life where you know you are capable of something, but you're holding yourself back. You know you're allowed to do something, but you're holding yourself back. Even though intellectually you know it's true, you're acting as if it's not, because the subconscious mind has this hold because it wants us to keep us safe, and it's acting in that particular way of the belief of the subconscious mind. And so tapping is so wonderful because when we can't think our way out of a subconscious change, when we can't talk our way out of a subconscious change, we can actually tap our way out of a subconscious change. And so the way that we do that is we simply state what the subconscious mind believes while we're tapping, and then we state what we know is true while we are tapping. So I want you to think about something in your life that you know you want to be taking action towards right now, but for some reason you're not taking those actions. So tune into that, take a nice big deep breath. And as we tap, I'm just going to use the word take that action. It's going to fill in for what you're saying right there. So just tap along with me and repeat after me. I recognize the fact my subconscious mind does not think it is safe for me to take this action. I want my subconscious mind to know it is actually safe for me to take this action. My subconscious mind believes I am not allowed to take this action. But consciously I know I am allowed to take this action. My subconscious mind believes it is dangerous for me to take this action. Consciously I know it is safe for me to take this action. I appreciate that my subconscious mind is trying to keep me safe. I appreciate my subconscious mind is trying to keep me healthy. But just because my subconscious mind thinks something is true does not in fact mean it is true. My subconscious mind is allowed to change. Because I am allowed to take this action, I am capable of taking this action, and it is safe for me to take this action. Nice deep breath. And now what I want you to do is I want you to tune back into taking that action. Now, more than likely, it is a little easier, but it's not perfectly easy. We're a little generic tapping there. But you can see just by taking the information we know consciously and speaking it to the subconscious mind while tapping creates change. So the way that we can do this when we're tapping on our own, where you can go much deeper than what I just showed you right there, is basically what you do is you pretend that you're having a conversation and you're playing both sides of the conversation. So the first side of the conversation is explaining the world as how you think it works. The second side of the conversation, you pretend a friend of yours just said that information to you and you think about how you would reply. And for some reason, this works. I have a hard time giving myself advice. I have a really easy time giving other people advice. So what we can do while we're tapping is we just take both sides of the conversation. And in this case, we tap on one side of the conversation, which is the subconscious mind's belief about the world. Then we respond with all the things that we know are true. You're capable, you're allowed, you've done it before, you can do it again. Just because it's not perfect, it can still be successful. Because you're a really good helper. You're really good at giving advice to your friends. So if you tap and you give that exact same advice to your subconscious mind, it's going to create change and transformation. So that is healing and transformational fundamental number 5. Operative reality of the subconscious mind becomes our reality. And when we recognize that we're only going to act in a short-term way, particularly when we're trying to keep ourselves safe based on what the subconscious mind thinks. That's why it's so important we understand what the subconscious mind is thinking and where it's coming from so that we can create change and transformation. If you enjoyed this little piece, take a look on your screen right now. This is part 5 of a 20-part series. Every single week a new part is coming out. All you need to do is click on the little playlist right there on your screen, and you can experience the first 4 parts and every other part that has already been published. Come back again and again. For Tapping Q&A, this is Monterastelli. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.